Hello, I'm Fiona McCardle, and I'd like to welcome you to this, the first programme in a new short series of Shiaght Laa. She Fiona McCardle mish. Val Jeru rish, cos strain noa je Shiaght Laa. So Claire Heard Show. This week in Shiaght Laa, we join the ceremony in which specially cast silver medals are presented by the North American Manx Association to young people who are at the fore of their involvement with the island's culture and community life, together with two special prizes awarded by the Department of Education, Sport and Culture for the most progress in the Manx language. Va imadi albini einit nandaye egale, kendachrish skucha erain. Heng shende ve dechiet, eda shaki jeg jayas died, as haki jegas tree feed. Va en Chianurtain in ri brom lach, nenge in a stut and smedda, asli and Duke Sutherland. Ons neren heng kuste yinti je de ve drachuach, kindachrish and vaberasok, asli charnan taluin aserach. Va shira mel surge na odach en te fodrail, trudna labaracht. Hayad ons ruin mura ons jibatus, immer die jou gas na steten unenes at je America. Ge de vel en sluchtdag regen fijne kroenje nish. Vosh na blinten hockey jeg jayas feed, hai immer die sly, vosh ellen vannen ons jibatus nis. Ge nachrau ad einet de gol, maar vad ons nalben as neren. Vad shira bay share as spurchach. Ge de doer immer die jou bay share ons America. Yes en jerd megeert Cleveland, Ohio. Ve fos dolly dau ons cheer noa, as vad fos munichten en an elien hien. Hogad sheshachten bond de chuna lesha hele, as leshen sly henk na sanma, va fos gol foddiachten in jay, jane an gia hien, manin. Erich, te ave na sether dau, for the sether, de hitte rash de san elien, ye on Shiaght Tynwald. In 1978, the North American Manx Association set up annual awards, celebrating the achievements of young people in the island in aspects of the island's culture and community life. The first awards were made in 1979 and have continued ever since. Last Friday, the 7th of July, a ceremony was held in the Barul Suite of the Legislative Buildings in Douglas, when Paul Craine MLC of the Department of Education, Sport and Culture, and with a career himself in education, welcomed the President of the North American Manx Association, Kelly McCarthy, and the President of Tynwald, a former President of the North American Manx Association, Laurence Skelly.
Fastamai Echteran, Fastamai Bren Sarah, Genya Sarah, as Indus Achan. Good afternoon, Mr. President, ladies, gentlemen and students. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you all and thank you for attending the North American Manx Association Awards here today. And I've been a member of Tynwald for about 20 months now, and a political member of the Department of Education, Sport and Culture for just 3 months. And I'm third in line today because the minister's gone off to the Island Games in Guernsey, and the next in line in the political members of the department's got a clash with another meeting. So I've been promoted to this, and I welcome that opportunity. And this involvement of mine has come at the end of a career in education that spans 6 decades. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, he must be 80 plus. No. And I started as a teacher in 1979, so I got 1 year in the 70s, okay? And then I left education in 2001, getting 1 year into the 20s. So there's 42 years in there, but it spans 6 decades. It sounds good. Over those 42 years, I taught, I was an assistant head, I was an education advisor, trained Ofsted inspector, and so on. So I've had a full career. And as someone with all that experience, today I just want to offer 2 messages to the award winners, and we'll quickly get on with the awards after that. 2 messages. The first of them is well done. And I think for many young people and for many parents today, it's hard to hear the phrase, well done, and take it in. You have done well. Well done, all of you. And the second message is the idea that you can achieve more than you think possible. That, I think, is the most powerful message I came out of my education career with. You can do more than you think is possible. I think those of you receiving awards today already show that you're beginning to understand that. With the right mindset, there's nothing you cannot do. Only things you cannot do yet. Okay? There's nothing you cannot do. The Manx North American Awards celebrate the outstanding achievements of young people in various areas of Manx culture, including language, arts, craft, music, and dance. I'd like to extend my thanks to the North American Manx Association for continuing to recognise the achievements of the island's talented young people for another year. All of today's winners should be extremely proud of their accomplishments. They're a testament to the hard work and the passion they have shown for the island's rich culture. I'll now be joined by Kelly McCarthy, who is the president of the North American Manx Association, who's going to present the medallions. And I think before we present them, Kelly just has a few words to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Bannockton, Mr. President, honourable member, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, and winners. My apologies for the lack of an American accent. However, I am now American, but as I was raised here, I am proud to reflect both sides of the pond, and I'm delighted to be here to represent the North American Manx Association. I'd like to thank first Tynwald for hosting this event, and of course to the Department of Education, Sports and Culture. Thank you very much for organising this, putting it together. I'm sure it's a massive job to push the information out from such a small organisation as the North American Manx Association to reach these talented individuals. Lastly, but of course hugely, I would like to thank the judges who took the time to go through the nominations and what must have been an impossibly hard decision to select the winners who are here today. There is so much talent in the Isle of Man, and it gives me great joy to present the awards on behalf of the North American Manx Association. And I hope that you will all continue to grow in your pride for Elian our homeland. Even though we live across the sea, it is still very dear to us. The North American Manx Association has members who consider themselves Manx after 15, 20 generations away. There still burns in their heart a part of their longing for the love of the Isle of Man. And so with that, I'd like to go to the presentations, yes? I think you have something to say about everybody?
I have indeed, yes. Thank you very much. The first awards category this afternoon is for Outstanding Achievement in Manx Music and Dance. The winner is Fraser McKenna. Fraser's 13 and he attends QE2 High School. But unfortunately, Fraser cannot be with us today as he's currently representing the island in gymnastics. Isn't it amazing, these young people who are multi-talented? He's at the Inter-Island Games in Åland in Finland, which the gymnastics didn't get into the games in Guernsey, so they've had their own event between the Isle of Games Islands up in Åland, Finland. Fraser has been dancing with Sked and Jeg from a young age. He also plays piano and cello with youth groups Bree and Scran and has won numerous first prizes as a soloist with the Manx Music Folk Awards and the Guild. He was awarded the Manx Folk Awards Folktastic Prize in 2022. Fraser's represented the Isle of Man internationally as a dancer, performing in front of large audiences at various Celtic festivals, including the Lorient Inter-Celtic Festival in Brittany. I think we should give him a round of applause, even in this absence. The next category is for Outstanding Achievement in Manx Language. Yeah, I'm going to hesitate at that point because I asked some of the award winners before the ceremony started here, were they aware of the languages spoken on Tynwald Day? Perhaps if I tell them the story a different way. I once was line managing the head of the Manx Language Unit, and the head of the Manx Language Unit was delivering a lesson at the Bunskol, which I was in observing as part of our practice. So I was in observing a lesson which was a French lesson being taught in Manx, in German. Okay? A French lesson being taught in Manx, in German. And a number of people said to me, did the teacher speak German? No. Did the students speak German? No. It's much like on Tynwald Day, you heard the laws read, if you were there, you heard them read in Manx, you heard them read in English, and you heard them read in German. They've been reading the laws in German for hundreds of years because that's the parish that St. John's is in. So when you attend the Tynwald event, it's in German. It's all in German, even if it's in Manx and English, right? Okay, let's move on quickly. The next category for outstanding achievement in Manx language, and the winner is Lizzie Radcliffe. Lizzie's 16. She attends QE2 High School. She recently sat her Manx GCSE. She tells me it wasn't too bad. Learning a language like Manx to this level is challenging, but Lizzie's talent for linguistics and hard work have helped her, and she's expected to do very well. That's what it says in my notes, Lizzie. No pressure there. Okay, she's hoping to do well. Lizzie's from a farming family, and only a few generations ago, Manx would have been the first language spoken in her family. Her English is peppered with dialect words and spoken with a good Manx accent, and that bears witness to this linguistic heritage. Please give a round of applause to Lizzie Radcliffe. The third category is the Outstanding Award for Commitment to Manx Language. And the winner in this category, by pure coincidence, also has the surname Radcliffe, but they're not related, I'm told. The old way in the Isle of Man, same name, no relation, different name, probably a cousin. But the winner of this category is Scarlett Radcliffe. And I'll just say a few words, Scarlett. Scarlett is 10 years old and attends Annika Primary School. I used to teach your head teacher there, so if there's anything you need to know, come on, I'll tell you afterwards. Right, Scarlett has shown a real commitment to Manx this year and received a second place in the category for Manx reading at the Manx Folk Awards. Scarlett's enthusiasm is evident in her lessons, where she helps and encourages others with their learning, and also takes the weekly handouts and the lesson home to teach her family. I hope you're doing well, guys. Okay. Well done. Come on out and receive your award, Scarlett Radcliffe. The next category is for outstanding achievement in arts and crafts. The winner for this category is Grace Foster. Grace is 17-year-old. She attends Castle Rushen High School. She's studying textiles at A-level after achieving A-star at GCSE. And Grace has always produced work based on the Isle of Man, drawing on its natural beauty. And the piece on display over there, the item on the model stand there, is called Munja Vega. It's inspired by the Fairy Glen with its flora and fauna. And I'm told here, if you look carefully, you might just spot the fairy cottage nestled among the woodland home. Please give a round of applause to Grace Foster. The next category is for outstanding achievement in Manx culture by a student under 18. And I'm very proud of this young man because he's been in one of my scouts for recent years anyway. So the winner for this category is Joel Neen. Joel is 16 now and attends the University College Isle of Man. He's worked behind the scenes as a sound and lighting technician, as a stagehand for many productions at the Peel Centenary Centre and at the Gaiety, and his work in the wings is an invaluable part of Manx cultural life. Joel volunteers to support musicians at QE2 Wind Band and plays in the youth orchestra. He also teaches dance at the Mad Hatters Dance School and supports dancers around the island. His drive to support, teach and facilitate music, theatre and dance places him well to be a future linchpin of the Manx cultural landscape. Well done, Joel. The next category is for outstanding achievement in Manx culture by a group of young people. And the winner for this category is the Shiaght Laa Youth Committee. Their ages range from 11 to 15, and they attend various schools across the island. The youth group of Shiaght Laa, the Manx language youth group, was formed just under 2 years ago to coordinate opportunities for young Manx speakers outside of a school setting. From the very first meeting, the young members were enthusiastic, not only in their own use of Manx, but as advocates for the language and active participants of the society. The group has participated in several events, raised money for Bunscoil Gilgach, begun writing a Manx language joke book. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? To promote the fun use of Manx, as well as work on their translating skills, and were featured in the New York Times after being amazing advocates for the language with visiting journalists. We have 2 members of the group, I understand, Mary Wade and Matilda Watson, here today to receive this award on behalf of the group. Thank you very much. You can come out now. The next category is for the Manx Community Award. There are 2 winners for this category, and they're Luke Strickett-Malling and Cameron Strickett-Malling. I presume they are related. It's same name, same relation. Luke is 21 and Cameron is 18. They both attend the Isle of Man Fab, that's the Inclusivity Club. Luke and Cameron have both been hugely supportive ambassadors for the ethos of Fab, an inclusive sheltered youth club run by the Department of Education, Sport and Culture's Youth Service. From the age of 10, they've been volunteers, and they both have a massive positive impact on members. They have learned Makaton, that unique language program that uses symbols, signs and speech to enable people to communicate. They're fun, infectious, sport-loving personalities. That's what it says here, guys. You'll have to make a note of that. Their fun, infectious, sport-loving personalities have enabled members to gain a lifelong love for sports and be able to participate in activities. Both have a compassionate and supportive nature to allow members to feel comfortable to experience new things, pushing members out of their comfort zones just enough while scaffolding their social education and experiences. Luke and Cameron Strickett-Malling. A final congratulations to all awardees. I would now like to welcome the Honourable Laurence Skelly, the President of Tynwald, the past President of the North American Manx Association, to present the award for the most progress in Manx. Thank you, Mr. President.
Guramaid, Yashavishok, Fastamayas, Reina Sarah. Thank you, Deputy Minister. I think you did a very good job. I'll give you top marks. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honour and my pleasure to actually make this next award as a past President of the North American Manx Association. I lived in America for 15 years in San Diego, California, and I joined the local Manx Society. As Manxies do, they want to remember and recognize their roots. And in San Diego they do, and all around America they do, the local societies, and there is a national organization. And it's wonderful to see Kelly here actually representing the national organization. But if you ever visit San Diego, please go and see the Star of India. Is there anyone from Ramsey in here? There is. Thought so. I recognise that face over there. Yes. Well, in Ramsey, next time, and those of you not from Ramsey, by the swing bridge, there is a plaque, a Pool Fash plaque, that actually commemorates where the Star of India was built, right there in Ramsey. So, and that was donated by the North American Manx Association, who value culture and heritage, which is why they continue to invest and make these awards for our young people going forward. So this award is actually for 2 individuals for the most progress in Manx, and I'd like to invite Naya Myrie and Joseph Neal to come forward and collect your awards. Now, as President of Tynwald, it's now my job to actually give the vote of thanks. And I would like to say thank you to a lot of people here. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the Department of Education, Sport and Culture for continuing to actually facilitate these awards because how important they actually are. I'd like to say thank you to the teachers and the parents and the grandparents, because collectively you are inspiring your young people to understand the value of their history and their heritage and their culture. And do bear in mind, young people, when you come to apply for a job, you're going to write a CV. And that CV is going to say what you're qualified in, what your skills in, what your experience is, what your interests are. But what you're also going to put on that award in that CV is these awards right here from the North American Manx Association, and it's what identifies you as being different when you go out to the big wide world, whether that be across the water or across the world. So do have this award on your CV when you do compile that. I'd also like to say thank you to the World Manx Association, because whilst the North American Manx Association value this and sponsor this, the World Manx Association play a very active role because there are Manxies all over the world. And when they come back, and many of them come back, especially for Tynwald Day, there used to be the old homecomers tent. They want to share their experiences. And I met several that came here just for Tynwald Day, who are second, third, fourth generation Manx and still proud of that. But I do want to thank the World Manx Association because they play a very active role in judging these. And as Kelly said, it's getting harder every year because the competition is greater. And again, I want to thank the teachers, the schools, parents and grandparents for inspiring our young people to value that. So thank you very much, Guramayad, and every success going forward. Goodbye.
The ceremony held last Friday afternoon in the Barul Suite of the Legislative Buildings in Douglas, when we heard Paul Craine, MLC of the Department of Education, Sport and Culture, introduce proceedings and give the citations for the recipients of awards. The North American Manx Association silver medals were presented by President of NAMA, Kelly McCarthy. Kelly McCarthy uses her original name, Kelly, so that she's Kelly from the Isle of Man, in her adopted home, the United States. She's Susan Lamora Kelly, daughter of Dolan Kelly, RBV, and his wife, Christine Moore. The department's awards for most progress in Manx were presented by the President of Tynwald, Laurence Skelly, whom we also heard giving the vote of thanks. Congratulations to medal winners Fraser McKenna, Lizzie Radcliffe, Scarlett Radcliffe, Grace Foster, Joel Neen, Luke and Cameron Strickett-Morling, and Cheshire-Gilgach Youth Committee, represented by Mary Wade and Matilda Watson, as well as to the winners of the department's prize for most progress in Manx, Naya Myrie and Joseph Neal. As Shaw Jera and Churmach, Shiaght Laa. Shiaght Laa will be back next Thursday evening, and you can listen again at any time on Manx Radio's website, where you'll also find an archive of podcasts of past programmes. But now from me, Nish Fiona McCardle, send you.